a todos, mi nombre es Forrest Fenn. Escondí un tesoro y lo escondí muy bien. Hola a todos, mi nombre es Forrest Fenn. Escondí un tesoro y lo escondí muy bien. Hola a todos, mi nombre es Forrest Fenn. Escondí un tesoro y lo escondí muy bien. Hola a todos, mi nombre es Forrest Fenn. Escondí un tesoro y lo escondí muy bien. Hola a todos, mi nombre es Forrest Fenn. Escondí un tesoro.
It's been a little while, but the things the symbols I was finding, I found a whole lot more, and so this becomes a hat trick, you know. That's why Forrest wears different. He puts on all these different hats. It's a hat trick because you find all his drawings in his book. He says the end is ever drawing nigh. He's really saying the end is in my drawings, and so I found the gypsies. They're marvelous, you know. It's obvious. She's got her arm up. That's the elephant dance. You know, they're like the elephant trunk. Because what this all led to, he gets you to finding this artwork in the rocks, and all of a sudden you're looking at it, and you're looking, and all of a sudden you go, those are elephants. Those are elephants. And so I have to zoom in and verify, you know. And so I go down to the bottom of the trunk, and the trunk is curled around at the bottom. I got this one hill. It's a herd of elephants moving from left to right. It's a side view of the elephants, and the top of the rock, their foreheads curve down into their trunks, and their trunks hanging straight down along the rock. Well, there's a elephant in the back, and his trunk isn't hanging down all the way. It's curled up, and it's holding a pair of dinosaurs upside down. When you look at the picture, that's what it looks like. Dinosaurs upside down. But these are all at a place I call it the Elephant Temple. The gypsies, it's hard to find much about elephants, but I do find these look like tombs. Or I think the reason it's way up in the mountains like that is because the mountains are close to heaven in old religions. The old religions, you know, that's why they built the Tower of Babel, to get closer to heaven. Well, it seems to be a place where maybe they took their dead so that they could go to heaven, ascend to heaven from here. But there's the one elephant god. There's a guy kneeling on his forehead with his face buried into the elephant's forehead, and he's praying to him, basically worshiping the elephants. And so I went looking around some of the other rocks, and you know, and I take pictures of all of them, and then I look at them. Where's the elephant? And there's elephants on the other side of the river, or on the other side of the creek, and I found they're literally elephant. Those people were very busy carvers. If you look at it to see something that's 10,000 years old, that's how long it's been since elephants have been here, or mammoths. And when you see something that's that old, twice as old as the pyramids, it's like it's worn out. The original covering and beauty of it is gone. But if you back off, blur your eyes a little, you can see the shapes of the sculptures, and it's covered with sculptures of people holding tombstones, just like Forrest. So I say it's a hat trick, because literally that is one of the most popular symbols of these ruins. He would have seen this when he was flying through the canyon, but I seen it because I had a good telephoto lens and had looked at it and go, what the heck is that? So, it's led to all that, and I found practically every drawing in his book. I got the gypsies. I already just showed that, and got the which would be the order? The Biddy's boy. Okay, I found the cow. It's actually so big that you'd recognize it on Google Earth, but his tail comes down, whips around, and it whips right around the helicopter. So, see, I found the helicopter. Actually, there's some. It could be 2 or 3 helicopters, but one for sure. And I found the Rockwell boy with his hands like this. I found this the double omegas. I'll censor that. That's the double omegas. Okay, but and they're blazing. There's a guy sitting there. Look, it looks like a fireplace hearth, and it's red ochre inside, and it's got the 2 fingers in there pointing out, and it's like a guy sitting there crouched down, looking at it, and he's got like a bubble clown nose, but it's really cool. So, hang on a second. But, if I go through the drawings, did I get them all? I found the ZPU gun. I found the Model A cowl, the Alpha and the Omega, the too far to walk legs. I found, and the right above it is a big Omega, the sideways Omega, posed like it's shaped like his dad. In the there's a clue there. It's kind of a C shape. Guy sitting down, arms forward, hands forward, like a C shape. But which is the C flipped on its side is an Omega. So there's other Omegas that are holding a bunch of Omegas, and I found the one rock, the Omega structure, I call it the Super Omegas, because there's an Alpha and then there's a whole bunch of Omegas, and it matches the drawing of the marbles and the 2 guys standing over the marbles, and the guy pointing, he's got his hand closed, his hands together, he's making Indian peace sign and stuff. And so, in this rock, the Super Omegas, that drawing fits. It's the same shape, the arch, like a tombstone in there, except with the hands coming across, the guy's hand arching across down to his back, and the hands come together. It's the group of the hands, anyhow, is in that Omega. The rock is full of Omega shapes that weren't natural. They had to be assembled by a man. This thing, and each one has. It's like each one of these Omegas is somebody's picture in there or something. And there's from a distance it looks like an eagle, but when you get close it looks like a bull. It's really cool. Found this thing ends up in an area that is just covered with ancient rock carvings and temple places of worship, basically elephant temple, I call it, because it looks like a temple going up the side of the hill. There's tombstone things with pillars on each side, and up on the top, I seen a picture. When I was looking up Aztec stuff, I seen a picture with the Aztec calendar disc laying there next to a big potted thing, giant vase looking thing, with the and I actually got an area that looks like that, and I want to get up there and see if that's an Aztec calendar or something. What is this, up close? But from a distance, it looks like a bunch of people sitting in a hot spring. It's funny. So I put the picture of that there. So yeah, and there's a guy sitting in there enjoying a hot spring. Where warm waters halt is where cold water begins. Cold water begins at the Continental Divide. And that's the middle of the thing, because the gypsies are on one side and the other stuff's on the other side. And so this is all his backward thinking stuff, like George Washington was backwards on the dollar stuff. So, and the other thing, there's another blaze. People keep saying, well, it's something white, something white, something white. Well, how about one of these guys? Bald eagle. One of the sculptures is a bald eagle up on the hill. From another angle, it's dead soldiers, warriors, an Indian warrior, and a woman over them, and a baby in a cradle, and up there. It's not that too terribly high, but I think I have trouble just getting a couple 100 feet off the road. But I would have trouble getting up there. You could probably get up there and back twice in a day, and it's just so steep and all that some parts of it looks steep in the camera. Sometimes it's not as steep when you get there on foot. Oh, that's the other thing. So I found the elephants, and with the elephants, you look it up, elephants are nature's treasure. So, when you really read the poem, he doesn't tell you that you're looking for the box of gold. You think you're looking for the box of gold. You're looking for the title for the box of gold. The title for the box of gold is the person that can find all this art in nature. Find nature's treasure and report that back to him, and then he'll give you the title. I'm hooked. Maybe. I don't know. That'd be really nice. I can get that tooth fixed. Yep. So, yeah, there is, the things I've found are amazing. I will have had some in the extra space over here throughout the video. You will have seen some of these other pictures that I've of the sculptures, and some of it looks like hieroglyphs language and stuff. The one has a circle thing with it's like one of them something geometry, sacred geometry shapes inside it, and then it has it looks like Chinese, Japanese, I don't know. But it doesn't look Native American. It doesn't look modern. It's not our language. At places where I see words, there are some letters they might have that that looks kind of like an S and an A. Well, those would be a typical, easy. I'm sure you can find a Chinese letter that looks like an A, character that looks like an A, kind of. One that maybe looks like a B, and there are lots of them I know that looks like B's. So, that's where you go from there. So, but their languages nobody knows, because if these people were worshiping elephants, this place has been there for 10, 12,000 years, maybe more. Who knows? And I've seen some areas that look like they look like doorways. They're fake doorways, or they were doorways and they were covered up. Because there's some of the elephants, I know, where the stucco concrete covering has come off of them. You can see the blocks underneath that they constructed it with before they plastered them 2, 3, 4 inches thick of this pumice concrete material that's sculpted. Some places like the Gypsies, I'll show you. You look right here, you'll see that that pumice material has fallen off from like their waist down. Their skirts have basically dropped off. So anything that was in the stucco, molded into the stucco like above, there was probably more down in the bottom in their dresses and stuff. But we don't know. We won't know that because it's fallen off. But yeah, it's neat stuff. The other thing, these Indian ruins or whatever, or these elephant temple ruins and all these Aztec-like weird sculptures, and I mean they have some very weird scenes. There's just a lot of memorial scenes. It's like everybody went and carved themselves on the rock before they left, and so they've been there for 10,000 years waiting for somebody to discover them. That sound familiar? Aha. Now, cut. Okay, so Forrest said that he wanted to be where he could be found in 10,000 years, and even in Suzanne Summers' preface, or in his book, she mentions that. Yeah. So, I found, you might say it's a coincidence, you found the Rockwell boy, you think that looks like him. Oh, you found this other way, Biddy's boy looks like the Biddy's boy, with his mouth open, hey, and you found the gypsies. Those are all just coincidences. It's direct coincidence because it has to do with his treasure hunt. These are the things he drew in his book, and if you can't see that, you may as well give up now.
Mi nombre es Forrest Fenn, escondí un tesoro y lo escondí